Today we are pointing ourselves south towards Taos, New Mexico in search of a Ristra. What's a Ristra? Well, I'm glad you asked. A Ristra is simply a way of drying chili peppers. Usually the red peppers, they're strung up in a long bundle and they're hung from the porch roofs of the house so that they can dry and be used throughout the year for making various sauces. These days people have other ways of drying their chilies, and Ristras are more of an ornamental item and they look good hanging in the house. We got lucky on the way down and we saw a herd of wild horses in southern Colorado just north of the border. Probably get a 5-foot one back here. Now really we thought we were just going to make a reasonable day trip, maybe 8 hours, 10 hours, something like that, down to Taos. Go to some of the usual tourist shops, because they always have Ristras hanging out front. Unfortunately, they didn't have anything longer than about 3 feet, and Janet was hoping to find a 5 or a 6 foot long Ristra. So our journey continues further south down the high road to Taos and through some small towns and villages along that route, finally ending up in Chiles. Now Chiles was going to be our last stop one way or the other. We couldn't think where else to go look for a Ristra. But luckily we found a little roadside place, somebody that works out of their home, local person, local Chiles chilies, making the Ristras himself. So it was a great place to stop and buy, and I'm glad we went that far. Unfortunately, he didn't have any 5 or 6 footers either, but he did have a 4-foot one. So Janet bought a 4-footer and a 3-footer. And next year we'll just start our hunt a little bit earlier in the season and hope we can find a 5 or a 6, or maybe see if we can special order one from the same gentleman. If you like Southwest cooking, make sure you buy some ground Chiles chilies. They make the absolute best sauce for enchiladas. I'll link to a website where you can order online. Now there's a great restaurant in Chiles with local cuisine, but we decided we wanted to head back to Ranchos de Taos to the Ranchos Grill because it's one of our favorite places down in that part of the country. Unfortunately, we got there right at 3 o'clock and they closed after lunch at 3 o'clock. So we were pretty hungry and we weren't going to get lunch there. We weren't sure where we were going to eat. A lot of places are closed between lunch and dinner, and there just aren't a lot of options that aren't McDonald's or Wendy's anyways. But as we were driving back through Taos, we saw a little place on the corner, kind of nondescript, but it's one of these places that always has a crowd of people, La Cueva. So we decided we're going to go ahead and stop. There was a parking place right out front. Had no idea what to expect. We didn't know if this was kind of fast food burritos and tacos or what it was. But the menu looked good. We ordered the combination plate and it was outstanding. That was one of the best chili rellenos I have ever had. good shredded beef taco, good chicken enchilada. It was a wonderful lunch. So if you're in Taos and looking for some place to eat, especially mid-afternoon, La Cueva is not a bad option. By the time we finished lunch, it was after 4, so we headed for home, didn't make any more stops, but it was still darn near 8 o'clock, and it was plenty dark by the time we got home, and we were glad to be home after a long 12-hour plus day. But it was a fantastic day. We've got some Ristras. I will need to get into the blacksmith shop, make a couple of hooks, so we can hang these from the ceiling.